Welcome back to Muscular Dystrophy Warrior. Just like the last video, in every video, a moment of silence for all the fallen warriors who sadly lost their battle to muscular dystrophy. Sending prayers to all those families who have lost somebody with muscular dystrophy. For this video, I want to talk about something I have honestly never talked about publicly. I have only had this conversation with my parents, mom and dad. For those who don't know, and for those that know, for those that have been following me for quite some time, and for those who don't know, like I said, I'm an only child, and one hard truth I carry is that my parents will never be grandparents. I know there's people with disability who have kids. We recently did a video, where I, you know, read an article, you guys, of 6 individuals living with some sort of muscular dystrophy. There are dads. I know it happens, and I respect that. It's always an honor to see people with muscular dystrophy or any disability have their own family. Have kids. I respect that. It's always an honor. Haven't had the privilege to meet someone who is a dad with muscular dystrophy, but will be an honor too. Not for pity or not for likes or views if I ever interview someone. No, just to show people we, you know, individual with disability can still be dads, in some cases. But for some people in the Duchenne muscular dystrophy community, even for some people with different disability, different community, becoming a parent is not always realistic, if you think about it, guys, I'm someone who likes to be real, keep it real, keep it 100. Be honest, be realistic, That's just who I am. It's not something I sit around thinking for myself. I don't sit here be like, oh, I wish, I don't live in an illusional or fantasy world. I'm not like, oh, I'm gonna be a parent someday, even though I'm realistic. Chances of that happening, it's like 1%. I think it's most likely I become a YouTube sensation than be a dad, honestly. But I do wish my parents would have gotten the opportunity to enjoy being grandparents. Those that are grandparents, shout out to you guys. Especially to the grandparents who have special needs kids. You know, thank you guys for everything you guys do for your grandkids. So those that are grandparents, you understand like the love, the support is different. I mean, it's not that you don't love your kids, but I don't know how to explain it. Only those that are grandparents understand what I'm trying to say. How you spoil your children, your grandchildren, granddaughter, grandson, then you spoil your kids, and stuff. Sometimes I tell my mom you should have had more kids. I mean, their goal was always to have one child, which was either a son or a daughter. They did have a daughter. If you guys have watched my first YouTube video, which was my life story, living with muscular dystrophy part one, that's where I showed that they had a daughter, but she passed away. So I won't keep you guys telling you like that story because I'm not focused on that right now. You know, not because I don't appreciate their being their son, but because I wish they had another child who daughter or son, didn't matter, who could start their own family and give them the joy of being grandparents. I know that might sound selfish, and my mom has talked to me about that. That I shouldn't see it like that, or think about it like that. But it's honestly how I feel. I like kids, just to be clear. That's not an issue for me. Honestly, I'm more focused on being a good uncle than being a dad. Like I said, my mindset is not like, oh, I want to be a dad someday. It's more realistic being an uncle. Right now, I'm an uncle to a 2-year-old little girl. Yeah, she's 2. I mean, I don't really see her because she lives in a different state and stuff. But my cousins who I'm close with, they still don't have kids. But once they do, my focus will be a good uncle, especially to that 2-year-old little girl. that that every birthday party I send her a gift. Like I said, she doesn't live in this. She doesn't live. She lives in a different state and stuff. So I went to her 1 year of birthday. I asked to meet her because obviously I didn't see the mom because like I said, they're in a different state. So this year I had to send her a gift because obviously there was no birthday party here. So so I send her something. So even though she's two, I'm trying to be there for her, and I will always be there for her, like for every niece and nephew, because that feels more realistic for me. Like I said, I can still love kids, be around them, support them, be that cool uncle figure. I want to be that uncle that be like, oh, I like going to my uncle's house because he's always cool. He's the cool uncle. I mean, I'll spoil them, but once in a while, but I'll still teach them, a lot of good things, teach them that life ain't easy, but, if you set your mind onto something, you can achieve anything, positive things, But that part that hurts, knowing my parents won't have the same experience as grandparents. Duchenne keeps taking more from me. I feel like it's also taking something from them too. The chance to watch their son have a family of his own, it gives them the next chapter. And I'll be honest, when that starts happening more in my family, I probably won't visit certain family gatherings as much. Not because I hate kids, not because I'm jealous of the kids. Like I said, I want to be that cool uncle. So none of that is the point. None of that will be the reason for it because I don't want my parents to constantly be around. That reminder that they will never be grandparents. I know some people will say, I feel like a lot of people in the disability community, we hear this and I don't think like that. Or you find somebody, who sees past your disability and all that stuff, you know. You'll find someone one day and start your own family, stuff like that. I know they're trying to, I know they don't know what to say. I feel like there's conversation or topic when a person shares something personal with you and it's like, I don't feel like it's appropriate to say, "Oh, I understand," or say something like this. Don't think like that. I know you're maybe trying to say something positive to that person, but at the end of the day, I feel like you're not being realistic, with them. You're illusioning them on certain things, that won't be realistic. But I'm sorry, I don't believe in that fairy tale answer. I don't believe if someone say, "Oh, you'll find some." I don't believe in that stuff. That's just me. Like I said, I want the person to not say, "Oh, I understand," or say there's BS. A bunch of BS. I don't want you to say that. I feel like I don't know what's the right answer. In those situations. Sometimes those words don't match the reality. I live with Duchenne muscular dystrophy or any disability. Disability. This video is not about complaining, guys. It's not me asking for pity because, fun fact, I hate pity. Ask anybody in the disability community. We hate pity. So if we hate pity, we're not gonna make a video where it shows pity, because I hate it. I'm tired of that BS. Everyone in the disability is tired of the pity BS. It's me talking about a harsh reality that nobody really talks about in the DMD community or any disability community. We talk about muscle getting weaker. We talk about wheelchairs. We talk about breathing machines. We talk about caregiving, but we don't always talk about the dream a parent may have to let go too, and accept the harsh reality like we have. Last year, I had a conversation with both of my parents about this, especially when it comes to bloodline, the reality of me being an only child. My dad's the one who doesn't really believe there are people with Duchenne muscular dystrophy or people with certain disability who date, get married, or have kids. There's a reason behind that. I'll make a video talking about that, you guys. What are my something like, I'm still thinking for the title, you guys. I can't give you much, but next video we're gonna talk about a little bit about it. Why? Okay, this is just a glimpse, guys, what the conversation was, but this is not the whole story. This is not even half of the story, guys. It will be. It's a long story, so not just this. It all connects different points in one video from the next one. My mom does believe it can happen, because the truth is there are cases where it does happen. My mom has different point of view, and stuff when it comes to anything disability. While my dad has his own point of view that I'll share that with you guys in the next video. Still thinking for the title, I can't share the whole conversation because some of it's too personal. That's one. And some of YouTube will probably won't allow me to fully say the whole conversation, say certain things, because the conversation got heated. That's all I can say, you guys. Some of it personal, it's 50-50. 50% is personal, 50% YouTube probably won't allow it, But what I can say is that this topic goes deeper than people realize. It's not just about having kids, it's about family, legacy, guilt, the painful reality of what Duchenne can take away or any disability can take away. I don't know if other people with Duchenne feel this way or other people with a disability feel this way. I don't know if other only children with disability think about this, but I do. And I think it's important to say it out loud because disability doesn't just affect the person living with it. We always think about, oh, the person with the disability is the one who's affected, but it affects the whole family in ways people don't only see, don't understand, or they just know, but they act like they don't know. I don't know. Honestly, guys, I don't know. So today I'm not here to give you a perfect answer because I don't have an answer, guys. Honestly, I don't think nobody has a perfect answer or even an answer. I'm just here to be real and honest. You know, that's all. That's the goal of my channel. Be real, be honest, no pity talk. Be real, 100%. Keep it 100%. Keep it real, like they say. I might not give. I might not be able to give my parents the title of grandparents, but I can still give them something real. A son who use his voice, tells the truth, keeps it 100. It's honest, it's unfiltered, and turns pain into awareness. And maybe, just maybe, that's the legacy I was meant to leave behind with God. And that's it for this video, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification button. And like always, guys, MD Warrior out. Until next time.